Welcome to a sacred moment. Let every breath become a prayer. The cosmic vault has opened, chosen one, and your golden keys of victory are being handed to you immediately, not as a far-off promise, but as an actuality. The master keys to every door that has ever been slammed in your face have just been given to you by the cosmos. And what comes next will shatter every ceiling you believed to be unbreakable and propel you into a position of power that changes the fundamental structure of your life. However, this is what sets this moment apart from all previous promises of. You've heard about transformation. Each of the 3 sets of keys that are included unlocks a different dimension of power. Every battle you've already won, every demon you've already vanquished, and every mountain you've already moved were used to build the first set. You assume that difficulties were merely sporadic trials when everyone believed it was impossible. False. They served as your qualification procedure. Every tear, every restless night, and every instance where you wanted to give up but refrained. You earned the privilege of holding keys that the majority of people would never ever see during such times. The second set provides access to uncharted territory. You're going to get first access to uncharted territory while everyone else battles over the same old possibilities, reusing the same old tactics, and vying for scraps from tables they'll never possess. We're talking about undiscovered markets, unimagined jobs, and opportunities so new that your footprint will be the first to leave its mark on the ground. These areas have been kept in reserve by the cosmos, simply waiting to be claimed by someone with your unique set of scars and power. The third set is so powerful that it will completely change the way opposition works in your life. Consider it as having a prison system of your own for all the forces that have ever worked against you. You are no longer only conquering challenges. You're getting the power to take them into custody, lock them up, and discard the key. You may permanently neutralize and eliminate from your equation every envious rival, structural impediment, and spiritual power that has stood in your way. Now, before you begin to rejoice, realize something important. Delivering these keys necessitates a cosmic turning point so significant that the entire course of human history is about to be redirected. Imagine the cosmos as a skilled motorist who has been driving steadily for thousands of years before abruptly jerking the wheel sharply to the left. Everything shifts. The road you were traveling on vanishes. The place you believed you were going to becomes unimportant. It goes beyond simply changing lanes. A whole new realm of reality is opening up for you. This isn't your average self-improvement fable, where minor tweaks result in slight gains. The majority of individuals will be left perplexed, uprooted, and frantically attempting to comprehend why the laws they relied upon are no longer in effect due to this fundamental restructuring of power systems. Beloved, when a word feeds your spirit, seal it with a faith action. Click Super Thanks and plant $20, $50, or more as a cheerful gift. This ministry is good ground, and your seed helps us lift weary hearts and preach the good news. As you sow, expect God to guide, supply, and surprise you with His goodness. Do it joyfully, and watch what He does. Whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. God loves a cheerful giver. 2 Corinthians 9 verses 6-7. While they are still searching for the entry to the old kingdom, you will be in possession of the keys to the new one. Even you will be shocked by the physical manifestation of the spiritual shift that began weeks ago. It's activation, not anxiety, that's causing your restless energy. You are getting ready to deal with authority that would overwhelm inexperienced minds as your spiritual DNA comes online. The hunting grounds that lie ahead have been sensed by your spirit, and that innate knowledge is converting into such unwavering confidence that issues that once devastated you now seem like small annoyances. Some of you may have experienced this as physical movement energy, an unexplained want to move, alter your surroundings, or leave places that are suddenly too cramped. Have faith in your intuition. For many of you, the golden keys show up as actual regions that are much larger than your existing circumstances. Your existing residence appears to be a starter apartment in comparison to new residences. new workspaces that showcase your growing business. There are new cities, states, and nations where you can expand your power without being constrained by those who remember the lesser you. But geography is only one aspect of migration. People from your past won't know the new you because you're ascending through life so quickly. 6 months ago, it would have seemed unimaginable that you would be entering these tax categories. Last year, you felt inaccessible to the social circles you are now entering. You're entering areas of influence where thousands of people are impacted by your choices, and your voice matters. The cosmos has been purposefully planning a series of events that necessitated that you first go through a period of extreme boredom and discontent. Those were the months when every chance seemed the same, where all the doors appeared to be closed, where you folded your arms and stood in the corridor of existence, wondering what in the world you were meant to do next. Punishment wasn't what that was. Positioning was that. To receive what's coming, your hands had to be empty. To see amazing alternatives, you had to be unhappy with regular ones. You had to use up every traditional route so that you would be ready to use the unconventional one when it became available. Since that's what's happening right now, the profusion of uninteresting options you've been dealing with was actually the world preparing the way for the moment when the focus will swing to you. It's not only you who is in the spotlight. You're taking center stage. Some of you will really be on stage, in boardrooms, or in other prominent roles, where your decisions have an impact on entire sectors, and your words affect results. Others will find that even they are surprised by the attention and traction their inventions, goods, and creativity are receiving. The universe requires your specific frequency to be amplified right now. So whether you like it or not, the spotlight finds you. This rise to prominence isn't a coincidental recognition. It's a calculated move. The soil in which you are being planted is so rich in nutrients and potential that any seeds you sow will bear fruit at rates that are contrary to the laws of nature. You will suddenly find the ideal circumstances for ideas that have lain dormant in your head for years to blossom rapidly. Unbelievably, projects that seemed stopped will pick up speed. Relationships that didn't seem feasible would develop naturally and effectively. The castle that is being built for you is present in several dimensions at the same time. Some of you will purchase actual real estate, which will be the basis for wealth accumulation across generations. Others will start firms that thrive in whatever economic climate, develop systems and products that produce passive revenue streams while you sleep, or construct intellectual empires. The castle stands for permanence, legacy, and something so significant that, in 2 generations, it will serve as the foundation for your descendants' success tales. You're not vying for resources that already exist, which is what makes this shift so potent. They're giving you access to brand new ones. Your success is no longer dependent on the outdated power systems that forced you to negotiate political games, climb innumerable ladders, and vie for scarce positions. Yellow heart if you're moved by divine love. Now is the moment to share it. Click the Super Thanks button on YouTube and contribute $50 or more to help us broadcast God's blessings far and wide. Every act of generosity you make is being watched in heaven and will return to you 100-fold. You are constructing your own banquet hall and choosing who will be invited, while others vie for seats at tables they will never possess. This explains why, despite the fact that your situation hasn't yet mirrored what you know is coming, your confidence has been growing recently. Your inner lion has been waking up because it can sense the potential for hunting. It's recognition, not simply excitement. That's the raw building in your chest. Before your eyes can perceive anything, your soul knows its own land. The unwavering assurance that you're going to dominate in ways that will surprise even you is being created by that basic understanding. You've entered a boost season, which intensifies everything. Your magnetism, vitality, and capacity to draw in resources and opportunities all increase dramatically. The golden keys are being supplied now instead of earlier because of this. This degree of authority and responsibility may have overwhelmed you in your earlier developmental stage. In boost mode, however, You are able to deal with power that would corrupt or ruin others who haven't gone through your specific training program of growth and struggle. While you've been feeling confused and stagnant, behind the scenes, contractors you've never met and architects have been creating designs for your empire and laying the groundwork for projects you're not even aware exist yet. You don't need to coerce, or even ask for anything because the divine timing is so exact that the people, opportunity, and resources you need are falling into your path. You may not notice it right away, but financial growth is speeding up. Simultaneously, the seeds of success that you have been sowing via your hard work, faith, and perseverance during difficult times are maturing. Several sources of income are emerging, frequently in unexpected ways. The investments you overlooked are growing in value. Your once casually acquired skills are now in high demand. Your naturally formed networks are generating profitable opportunities that build upon one another. Increasing your salary is only one aspect of this financial expansion. It's about radically altering how you interact with resources and money. Your previous financial constraints will seem like a nightmare you hardly remember as you quickly transition from a mindset of scarcity to one of plenty. Your current situation's humble beginnings are evolving into the significant prosperity that will become your new normal, not your peak. However, authority breeds resistance, and as you rise, forces that benefited from your prior shortcomings will unavoidably oppose you. Some people will feel frightened by your growth if they were at ease with a smaller version of you. Certain systems that profited from your limitations will oppose your freedom. Some spiritual beings who have profited from your hardship will do all in their power to prevent you from succeeding. The third set of keys becomes your hidden weapon at this point. You don't have to battle someone who tries to get in your way. You can place them under spiritual arrest and keep them out of the way of your mission. You are not required to follow the rules of systems that attempt to restrict you. In situations where their constraints are irrelevant, you can design new systems. You don't have to overcome resistance when it arises. You can get rid of it completely. Although it is your job to utilize the power to arrest principalities and imprison them responsibly, you will use it. Everything that has prevented you from succeeding. You have the power to permanently neutralize and eliminate from your equation anyone who has sought to dim your light or any spiritual force that has tried to thwart your destiny. You're ending wars, not just winning them. The most unlikely individuals will soon find themselves in positions of authority they never thought they could hold. Artists becoming CEOs, entertainment personalities becoming powerful leaders, and outsiders becoming insiders so quickly that established gatekeepers won't have time to mobilize opposition. Every business, sector, and societal level is experiencing this paradigm upheaval. You are in charge of changing the outdated guidelines governing who can access what in real time. Your ascent is not a singular occurrence. As part of a vast restructuring of power dynamics, selected individuals are being given the opportunity to impact decisions that have an impact on millions of others. The consequences of your personal change go well beyond your own achievement. You're being prepared to do a mission that calls for a certain set of abilities, knowledge, and insight that only your particular path could have offered. The current changes are long-lasting rather than fleeting fads that will end as the novelty wears off. You're not experiencing a fleeting taste of achievement before reverting to your predicament. You're being transported to a higher plane of existence for good, where what you're going through now becomes your new normal rather than your best self. The perks and obligations that come with your new identity as a golden key holder will change every connection, choice, and day of your life moving forward. Your feelings of confidence are more than just fleeting bliss. It's a proper acknowledgement of your true power. You are not using borrowed electricity. It is owned. There's no lease on the land you are claiming. It was bought with the money you spent during each trying time that led you to this point. The benefits that pour into your life like a palace are just the beginning of what is possible. They serve as the cornerstone of your subsequent construction. Even these remarkable beginnings will be dwarfed by what you produce from this starting point. Your efforts will create generational wealth that will grow and multiply, generating opportunities that span centuries rather than decades and resources that address issues you haven't even recognized yet. The golden keys that were given to you at the start of this story are now fully charged, pulsing with strength, and prepared to open doors to realms of reality that most people are unaware of. The exhilaration that fuels every cell in your body has replaced the boredom that led you to this point. Clarity has replaced the bewilderment. The waiting has turned into acclaim. That version of yourself is no longer who you are now. The person who played small, acknowledged constraints, and questioned whether success was truly achievable. The golden key holder you were always meant to be has permanently replaced that individual. Your time is no longer coming. This is your moment. The reign of your rule has begun. You're about to enter areas that are more than just undeveloped land. Dove brothers and sisters, everything done in faith multiplies in God's abundance. Use the Super Thanks feature to donate $100 today and join this sacred mission. When your roots are grounded in Him, your fruit will flourish, and your offering becomes a seed that bears blessed harvests. They are places created just to make everything you touch grow. Imagine entering a dimension where the laws of scarcity have been suspended, and the concepts of exponential expansion have taken their place. Every connection you make in these uncharted areas has the potential to grow significantly. You meet more than just contacts. They act as catalysts, increasing your impact in ways you never would have thought possible. 3 opportunities arise from a single talk. 7 relationships are made from 1 opportunity. 7 relationships lead to 21 opportunities, which in turn branch out into a whole network of success that functions without your direct participation. This multiplier effect affects all part of your life, not just your work interactions. Your mind's imaginative thoughts are more than just ideas. They serve as models for inventions that transform whole sectors. The items you create to address your personal difficulties end up helping millions of people. Your path has given you wisdom that you can use to teach future leaders for generations to come. The Triumph Vault, as I refer to it, is unlocked by the golden keys. A cosmic storehouse where all the equipment, materials, and weapons you require for total control have been kept just for you. This has nothing to do with grinding longer or working harder. This has to do with gaining access to resources that render traditional work obsolete. Doors don't simply open when you have the correct key. They swing wide and extend a warm welcome. You learn within this vault that the rules of success are entirely different from what you have been taught. Struggle is replaced with speed. Force is replaced with flow. Manipulation is replaced by magnetism. You cease seeking possibilities and begin drawing them in so forcefully that you must learn to pick and choose which ones are worthy of your focus. As wealth becomes your new atmospheric condition, the scarcity that once characterized your reality fades into the past. The triumph these keys symbolize is not a fleeting accomplishment that needs ongoing upkeep. It's a constant raising to a point where it is impossible to lose. You're doing more than just winning fights. You're being transported to a world where your adversaries are unable to track you. Their weapons are ineffective, and their tactics are no longer applicable. It's like switching from warfare on the ground to directing from a space station in orbit where you can see all that is taking place below while staying totally untouchable. When you're using golden keys, your decision-making process changes entirely. You are creating possibilities that did not previously exist, as opposed to selecting from a restricted number of options. You're manifesting what you need rather than choosing from what's available. You are creating circumstances that serve your best purpose rather than adjusting to them. The keys provide you the ability to make new doors wherever you need them, in addition to opening existing ones. Most individuals aren't even aware that this level of authority exists. Mystics refer to this cosmic database, which contains all of the information that has ever existed or will ever exist, as the Akashic Records. Are you trying to figure out the best course of action for your next business endeavor? Access is allowed. Do you want to know exactly what your rivals have planned? You receive information straight into your head. Need knowledge about upcoming business trends? Knowledge was immediately brought to your attention. However, the obligation to use these keys for more than just personal gain comes with this unrestricted access. The triumph you're attaining opens doors for others who are prepared to take charge of their own lives. Each door you open facilitates the next selected individual's journey. Future leaders will be able to expand on every area you establish and claim. Your personal success adds to a generation-long collective change. As you reach this level, the opposition you encounter works on frequencies that most people never experience. Human resistance is no longer the only issue you face. You're up against spiritual powers that have dominated human potential for generations. These beings will use every weapon in their armory to prevent your ascension because they understand the threat you pose to their systems of restriction. For this reason, the third set of keys gives the authority to destroy these forces' whole infrastructure in addition to the ability to arrest them. You're doing more than just defending yourself. You're methodically dismantling the systems they employ to maintain the enslavement of others. The system as a whole is weakened by each principality you arrest. Destroying a stronghold facilitates the liberation of others. Your individual triumph turns into a movement of emancipation that releases many others from imperceptible bonds. Additionally, something never before seen in human history is unlocked by the golden keys. Direct lines of communication with the cosmic powers that control reality. You are gaining direct access to the control room where universal laws are drafted and revised, rather than relying on prayer and hope that your requests will be granted. You are no longer merely requesting favors. You're taking part in the process of making decisions that decides the distribution of favor. You can negotiate new conditions for your existence thanks to this communication access. If the existing regulations are impeding your financial development, suggest new ones. If natural laws seem to be working against your time frame and you're frustrated, ask for changes. Are you sick of being unable to reach your full potential because of human limitations? Request exemptions. You are diplomatically exempt from the limitations that still force others to settle with mediocrity, thanks to the keys. Carrying golden keys causes a fundamental alteration in your energy signature. Before you talk, they perceive your authority. Opportunities come to you without your asking. As metal attracts a magnet, resources gravitate toward you. This has nothing to do with mastering persuasion strategies or cultivating charm. This is about working at a frequency that naturally inspires cooperation and compels respect. Mastery over time itself is part of the victory these keys symbolize. Once stressful deadlines turn into ideas that you can change whenever you choose. Months-long projects finish themselves in a matter of weeks. In days, healing that would normally take years occurs. You're doing more than just better time management. You're entering a dimension where time works for you instead than against you. You can simultaneously affect the past and the future thanks to this temporal mastery. Your choices now have an impact both ahead, creating the ideal environment for your future growth, and backward, healing previous wounds. Your ability to live in what mystics refer to as eternal now is unlocked by the golden keys, a situation in which the past, present, and future all come together to form a single, limitless instant. But money isn't the real indicator of your success. Through purpose alone, reality is shaped by the transformation of your very soul into a force of nature. Your ideas turn into divine directives. Your dreams turn into blueprints that the universe quickly builds. Your haphazard desires turn into rules that dictate how plenty shows up in your life. The golden keys turn your body into a conduit that can channel energy that would overwhelm nerve systems that aren't ready. Higher energy frequencies cause your cellular structure to rearrange. In order to process information at superhuman rates, your brain creates new neural pathways. Glowing star yearning to witness God's miracles firsthand? Plant your spiritual seed Now, by contributing $100 or more through the YouTube Super Thanks button, your offering lights the path for others and echoes through His divine plan, bringing His light into every step you take. Precognition, telepathy, and direct knowing that goes beyond traditional schooling are all extensions of your intuitive skills. This is not science fiction. This biological improvement is real. It's the inevitable outcome of your consciousness, growing into cosmic awareness and transcending human bounds. You start to access insight that emanates from cosmic intelligence itself and think ideas that come from somewhere outside of your own head. You become aware of solutions that you didn't intentionally arrive at through study or reasoning. By bridging the gap between earthly existence and cosmic consciousness, the triumph you're attaining establishes a new species of human. You can access spiritual aspects that most people only see in dreams or mystical experiences, while still enjoying all the benefits of bodily embodiment. This merging of the divine and the human becomes your constant operating system. People start looking for you because of who you've become as well as what you've achieved. Just being around you raises their awareness and broadens their perspective on what is possible. Leaders in every industry come to you for advice. Your approval is sought by innovators for their ventures. Visionaries invite you to collaborate with them on projects that have the potential to transform civilization. You can gain access to more than just the current power structures with the golden keys. They give you permission to make whole new ones. You're not merely becoming a member of the elite. You're creating a brand new leadership category that goes beyond conventional hierarchies. Your power transcends national boundaries, religion affiliations, and cultural differences. You turn into a transformative force that brings people together rather than dividing them. Your impact on the development of species goes well beyond your own accomplishments. Your example illustrates what is possible when people are operating at their maximum capacity. The structures you design are models for structuring society around abundance rather than scarcity. The knowledge you possess turns into instruction that leads others to the next stage of human progress. The message that follows is intended only for the selected. Your Golden Keys activation process starts what cosmic architects refer to as the victory cascade, a self-reinforcing momentum in which every victory creates the circumstances for even bigger victories. Your successes start generating exponential rewards that compound without you having to put in extra work. Unlike traditional achievement, when achieving one objective necessitates beginning again to chase the next. You can also access what mystics refer to as the victory archives with the use of the golden keys. Cosmic libraries, with all the successful tactics ever used in all the dimensions of the universe, must be able to handle a difficult negotiation. The ideal method immediately enters your consciousness. Solutions that functioned in parallel realities become available for your deployment when you encounter an unusual circumstance. As the keys get ingrained in your mind, your sleep habits change. Dreams turn into training simulations that let you practice using power in progressively more challenging situations. Your subconscious develops tactics for problems you haven't even faced yet while you are sleeping, turning rest into active preparation. Every morning, you have fresh skills and knowledge that you didn't have the previous evening. You are immune to the psychological constraints that keep others caught in a loop of reluctance and self-doubt, thanks to the golden keys. Working with these keys makes it impossible to fear failure, since failure itself becomes impossible. Because your authority surpasses human opinion, you no longer have to worry about being judged by others. When wealth becomes your default state, you stop worrying about shortage. Your words become a manifestation force in and of themselves. Your words have the capacity to create in real time and influence results. The universe interprets your requests as orders that must be carried out right away. Before you have finished expressing your visions, they start to come to life. Your voice becomes a tool of cosmic power that the universe blindly follows. Mastery over what philosophers refer to as the paradox of power is part of the triumph these keys symbolize. The capacity to make the biggest impact with the least amount of work, whereas others wear themselves out by struggling and grinding. You apply cosmic leverage precisely to get remarkable results. Your individual choices bring about improvements that would take years of consistent work by others to accomplish. Your relationship with difficulties completely changes. When problems are properly solved, they become puzzles that unveil opportunity. Challenges turn into stepping stones that help you reach new heights. By resisting, enemies turn into unintentional allies who bolster your position. Every obstacle you face contributes to your eventual triumph in ways that are only evident in hindsight. Your ability to manage divine timing, as it is known in ancient wisdom traditions, is likewise activated by the golden keys. The capacity to align your acts with cosmic rhythms that infinitely increase their efficiency. You start to move in unison with universal currents that transport you with unnatural speed and accuracy to your destinations. Because you're flowing with the basic forces of creation rather than against them, effort becomes effortless. You develop the direct perception of the unseen architecture that underpins all success as part of your intuitive skills. The energetic blueprints that dictate results are seen before they materialize in the physical world. With this preview access, you may make the necessary tweaks and improvements to guarantee the success of your endeavors before you even start putting them into action. The keys provide you the power to live in several probability streams at once, experiencing various possible futures until you choose the one that best suits your needs. You understand what others refer to as chance or coincidence as your deliberate choice from an endless array of options. Your intention and cosmic intellect work together to create destiny. The structure of your cells keeps changing to make room for more potent cosmic energy frequencies. As people age, their physical energy rises rather than falls. As experience builds up, mental clarity increases rather than decreases. Exposure to increased duties and challenges strengthens emotional resilience rather than decreases it. Through what scientists refer to as morphic resonance, the triumph you represent starts to affect consciousness around the world. The process by which knowledge and skills acquired by one person are more readily available to others. Your individual achievement paves the door for innumerable others who are prepared to take charge of their own lives to experience comparable changes. You become capable of what mystics refer to as compassionate dominion, the capacity to exercise all power while acting in everyone's best interests. Only those who lack the wisdom to manage power effectively become corrupted. The ethical guidelines that come with your golden keys guarantee that your influence empowers rather than devalues, liberates rather than controls, and elevates rather than abuses those who come into your sphere of influence. Your state of victory becomes self-sustaining and continuously growing. Success accelerates the process of producing more success. Achievements lead to more achievements. Greatness attracts greatness from all sides. You are now a living magnet for anything that is in line with your greatest potential thanks to your golden keys. Your legacy goes beyond personal success to become a long-term enhancement of human potential. Your example exemplifies qualities that motivate others to surpass their own apparent boundaries. The structures you design are models for structuring society according to the ideas of plenty, collaboration, and boundless possibilities. Acknowledge that victory has become your permanent frequency as the last resonance of your golden key activation becomes ingrained in your being. The individual who previously doubted that success was possible has transformed into a natural force that brings success wherever it is focused. Not only have these keys altered your situation, for everyone who is prepared to claim their own cosmic inheritance, you have turned into the key that will unlock victory. The selected one is waiting for your empire. Your head was always meant to wear the crown. All you had to do was develop into the sovereign you were worthy of donning.